Two major signs you are dating a narcissist. Look, so many of us have seen a million videos by now on this topic. But after my sessions today, I've had to hone in on two very specific, very early red flags that you can look at and say, shit, watch this video. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. You may have noticed I've started doing some YouTube lives now. It's very fun for me. I haven't picked a specific day or time that I'll be doing this regularly, but I will be building up to my retreat that I am creating currently to see y'all live one day. I'm very, very excited about this new development. So I will be doing more YouTube lives. In the meantime, I want you to be aware that we do have a monthly membership for highly sensitive people who are going through narcissistic abuse or just have emotional wounds you'd like to heal or just want to find your tribe and understand yourself more. The Truth Room is open for you. We are open for enrollment. We've been open on and off for 3 years, so this is very exciting. We are an amazing tribe of people now that come together every single Friday and chat about everything. And do group healings, I should mention. On the topic of group healings, a lot of narcissistic healing is going on right now, not only in our world, as you notice, it's crazy. Systems are breaking down, but in relationships and in our own hearts, people are starting to really heal. And when you heal, you start to have the boundaries and discernment to say something's off with this. I don't have to put up with this. I can say no to this. And what's happening with the collective of my clients right now is they're noticing very specific red flags at the very beginning of these dynamics. And the two that I want to talk about today that are so massive across the board, whether you're a guy or a girl, this is what is happening if you think you might be or afraid that you are engaging with a narcissistic type person or a person who has some narcissistic traits, let's say, because you know I am not a diagnoser, but I do talk about traits. If your person has narcissistic traits, these two very specific things are happening to you. They are gaslighting you in a way that makes you wonder. It creates self-doubt. Narcissists love, or narcissistic type people love to create doubt in their victims. And I hate even saying that word victim, because narcissists are victims to their childhood and then they never healed and they became narcissistic. They had that sort of that emotional sort of stuck point where they did not develop past a certain place and they fell into a false self due to unhealed trauma. But for the purpose of this video, these people that did not fully heal these symptoms that now have taken over their personality in the false self are going to make you doubt you so that you look to them as the authority and they have power over you and they have control over you. This is something that's happening. So if you're in a new relationship, like two of my clients today who are like, oh shit, Candace, I don't know what's happening, but all of a sudden I feel like my power is kind of being taken. I was in such a good place. We just got to such a good place. I'm like, yeah. Time to say no. One of them, it's her boss. The other one, it's her boyfriend. Back to back today. This is what is up. And so I said, what do you do if it's your boss? Well, you keep emotional boundaries. You don't share stuff. You don't talk about things that need to be for you only, that aren't his business, that isn't appropriate for him to ask. When he gets too close to you, say, excuse me, you're a little too close. Don't be worried, because if he fires you over that, wow, there's some things you can do, right? So we have to stay emotionally sovereign. We have to stay autonomous. We have to do the thing they don't want us to do, which is trust in ourselves and trust what we're feeling. When you start to second guess, am I crazy? Or did he just say that? He just said that. Or did she just do that? Or did I make that up? She just did that. So you have to start realizing that you are going to be gaslit so that you start doubting you. And when you start doubting you, especially if you're a narcissistic supply, what does that mean? It means you're probably a badass in some way. You're probably beautiful or attractive or really smart or really creative and really unaware of the fact that you're so great. So because you already have a little doubt about your worth, you are open to allowing this manipulation because you don't even know what's coming to you. And these people target vulnerable people who don't know their worth, and vulnerable people who don't know their worth who actually will be very powerful when you do own your worth, which is why a lot of my work is empowering the empath. Why? Because the empath is one that falls into this most times because we feel everything. We think their feelings are our feelings, or we're responsible for their feelings. And it's like, no, girl. No, guy. This is not the truth. The truth is when you start to feel your power being taken, take it back. Stronger boundaries. Go home and say, what did I feel today? What can I validate in my... Can I make sure that I'm trusting in everything that I feel? And also then say, why is this making me pull myself off myself? What authority and power did I give to this person outside of me? Number 2, they love it when you're the wounded bird. They love the vulnerability. Why? Because they get to be the savior, the rescuer, the one who you need to basically survive. And that's also a lie. So you ever notice yourself when you start to become empowered and have these boundaries and say, hey, I want to go do this thing or that thing, and I want to build this business, or I want to do this dream. They're going to be like, excuse me, no. Put doubt in you. You need me. What are you talking about? You can't go do that by yourself. That's not safe. Notice how you start to realize that they actually liked you when you were the wounded bird. Do you know how many people come to me and say, I don't understand. All of a sudden, my partner is like fighting with me all the time, and I'm feeling the best I've ever felt. Especially if you've done inner work, especially if you've done spiritual work. They're like, oh, that person you're following is terrible. They're changing you. What's going on with you? What's all these new boundaries? That's ridiculous. Yeah, you know what that is? It's called I realize what you're doing. And you don't like the fact that I know that. So my message today is empowering these 2 things. When you feel your power is being taken away and you're falling into doubt, red flag number 1. Number 2, when you can see that your power is threatening them and they prefer you to be the wounded bird and they start knocking you down back into that doubt, this is what you get to do. Sorry, no, I feel great. I'm going to go on that trip by myself. If you were a good partner, you'd be happy about the fact that I'm happy. The fact that you're not makes me wonder about you. So we got to turn it back so that toxic shame doesn't hit you, so their projections don't stick to you. Healing the empath is about becoming really strong in your emotional boundaries, in your energetic boundaries. If you want more about boundaries, please check out my Boundaries Bootcamp course. We are open for enrollment right now. It is a do-it-at-your-own-pace course with tons of information, tons of guided meditations, EFTs, the whole thing. So check out that course. Please feel free to leave any comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please do. And I'll see you guys soon in the next live.